Right now, we're going to get right back to it with Bill King. With the governor's evacuation plan, you've become a real expert in evacuations. Bill, I guess this all started really with what happened with Hurricane Rita. What a mess that was. We've certainly learned a lot since then, haven't we?
Yes, the plans are a lot better than they were pre-Hurricane Rita. There's still a lot of difficulty in evacuating a major metropolitan city like Houston, but we're certainly much better prepared than we were before Hurricane Rita.
What goes into something like that kind of planning? It just sounds so daunting to the average person.
Well, the emergency planners spend all year long thinking about these plans. They do tabletop exercises, and every time we go through one of these experiences, we learn something new about it. So, for example, in Ike, we had contraflow ready, but didn't have to use it. But it was ready this time. Where in Rita, we had no contraflow plan. So, these things are constantly evolving.
A lot of what you have to know nowadays is who should evacuate and who shouldn't, because that's where you get all the jam up.
Yeah, you know, the most important thing for the listeners out there, I think, is for them to be thinking right now about what they're going to do if a hurricane heads this direction. You need to know whether or not you live in one of the evacuation zones or not, which zone you live in. And if you live in one of those zones, you need to be thinking about what you're going to do if you have to evacuate. And there's a lot of tools out there online that can help you plan that process. But these storms, as your meteorologist pointed out, can form very quickly in the Gulf. For the last several storms we've dealt with have been Caribbean storms where we had 4 or 5 days to think about them sort of marching across the Gulf. But there have been storms that have formed and been on Houston in less than 48 hours.
Alicia comes to mind.
Right. In 1957, there was a storm that went from 0 to Category 4 in 48 hours.
All right, stand by. We'll be talking to you hopefully a little bit later on in the show. Right now, though, we want to talk insurance. Mark Hanna's with us with the Insurance Council of Texas. Everybody wants to make sure that they're covered right up front. Mark, what do they need to know early on?